Okay, so we are now in the first match of the league with Storm, and we're on the play, which is exactly where we want to be. And I think we can have better hands than this, especially on the play. We're against Kahira, so we're likely against a control deck of some sort. Against a control deck, I don't mind this because we're less incentivized to actually try to combo off quickly. It's often a grind in control decks. So maybe this is fine. There are just a lot of instances where this doesn't do a lot, and if you keep drawing lands, it's pretty terrible. I think we just mulligan. Oh, and this is keepable. We have a Consider and a Steam Vents. The problem is that this only gives us 3 looks when we're on the play, and there's a very real chance that we just don't find a land. I don't remember the exact numbers on that, but let's see. I think we want to put back Repeal in this instance. I don't remember the exact numbers, but Steam Vents with a Consider gives you 2 looks when you're on the play. So you get the Consider, put to the graveyard, then the draw, and then the draw for your next turn to find a land on time. And the chances, I believe, are somewhere around 60 to 70%. I mean, it's not that good, but we're already on a mulligan to 6. Our opponent is on a mulligan to 5, though, so that's in our favor. But definitely want to make sure that we can get a land. It's still risky here. Let's hope we get there. Metamorphose is not a land, so let's put that in the graveyard. We got another Consider. So we do have a few more looks. We get 2 more looks here. So, but there's the land, so that's great. So in this instance, since we're playing against a control deck, I don't think we have a lot of incentive to actually jam the Brawl here. We could just leave up Remand, because the next turn, if we have Brawl out, we still don't have a lot of the cards we need to actually combo off or anything. So the opponent definitely knows we're on Storm, though. I think if they saw the Metamorphose here, maybe they could maybe think we're on Phoenix or something, but they play relatively similarly. Okay, we're probably against just like a 4-color control Omnath pile or something. So it looks like they are not casting anything. We'll go ahead and Consider. We're still wanting lands here. We'd love to consistently hit our land drops, and we'll keep that. We will not put it into our graveyard. Okay. Another land, that's fine. So we could play the Brawl. I think they're representing Counterspell here. We can just keep playing lands and chill. We're not under any pressure or anything. We can just hold off for a second. So they cast Think Twice. Is this worth remanding? I think it is, just because we want to cycle this remand at some point. But we could save it potentially for when we cast the Brawl and, go for a ritual or something. We also have remand up. I think it's fine. I'm fine with just cycling this remand right now. Okay. So we still don't really have any payoffs for the most part. We could go, Brawl, Desperate, Past in Flames, and then, have a Metamorphose. We get to cast the 2 Considers, but that's very risky, especially on open mana, so I think we just continue to play our lands and pass. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to really, pay us off here. I don't know if it's worth... Okay, here's Archmage's Charm to draw 2 cards. We could sack this Fiery Islet since we have 3 lands already, which may not be a bad choice. I think we'll do it. I think we're fine with that. Aggressive Iteration is a good draw. Okay, and another Brawl is not a bad draw either. So, I think I just want to play the Expressive Iteration, though. And we're not going to play our land first, obviously, because we might hit a land with the expressive iteration. Looks like this might be countered. That's fine, because actually now we can just jam one of these brawls, and they might have to either like prismatic ending it, or there might ways to counterspell on it now or something. No, looks like not. Think twice. Interesting seeing think twice. I don't think that's a commonly cast card in the recent metagame. It looks like we're just like on a Jeskai control list. Teferi Hero of Dominaria. Sure. Maybe they're gonna... Okay, they're just gonna draw and untap 2 lands. That's fine. And then evoke a Solitude. Sure. And we still have the Baral here, so... What did we see? A Supreme Verdict was exiled. That's just fine. Again, they don't really have any... This Teferi is kind of like a threat, in a sense. There's another Baral. I think we just cast this Baral and see what happens. So... I wouldn't be opposed to... like trying to see, they have 3 cards here, but we've already seen a counterspell. It's very likely that they have something to cast, but we could just go for a Desperate Ritual into like just a value play in a sense, and I think I'm fine with that. We don't have to cast both Desperate Rituals. We keep one in our hands. Hopefully they don't have like a Force of Negation to... okay, so that resolved. Interesting though. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, I could splice this, but I don't have the mana to do it as well, so... I guess, yeah, they're still letting us go. I guess they might not have any responses here then. I think they would have definitely responded had they already had something to respond with. We don't really have much though. This is just more of a value play. If we can find maybe a Gifts Ungiven, we're in a position where we can make some kind of move. But there's a Grape Shot, and I think we put that in our hand. Yeah, the Electromancer we don't need to cast, and then we play the Scalding Tarn for the turn. So we have 3 mana. We could kill the Teferi, I suppose. We can kill the Teferi. We can still cast the... We also have a Remand, which is important. So, actually, if we have the Remand, we have 3 mana, 5 mana available. We could cast... Let's see. Maybe a Consider. That would be 7, 8, and then 9 and 10. We would get a Grape Shot for 19. Well, if they haven't cast anything, I think that might be exactly right, right? Am I missing something? I'm going to give it a shot and see. So we'll need the island here. Our opponent hasn't F6'd though, which makes me a little nervous, but I think I'm okay going for this here. I mean, so we can Desperate Ritual now. Go to 7 Storm Count. And then we can Consider, go to 8 Storm Count, and then we get to do the Grape Shot, Remand my Grape Shot. Do I want to put that? No, that's fine to keep, actually. That just increases the Storm Count. But I don't think we need to cast it now, because we're like at a perfect number, so we can go Grape Shot, Remand the Grape Shot here. And then this should be lethal if they have no interaction, which I really think they would have already interacted with us if they did have an interaction. Okay, yes, I'd like to draw and discard. Discard the Spire Bluff. Okay. Same targets for everything here. Okay, I mean, I guess we were lucky that they didn't have... This was originally going to be kind of a value play, but it just turned out that we drew what we needed to kind of go off here, even if we didn't have like Gifts Ungiven. The Grape Shot Remand ended up getting us there. So that should be exactly enough. All right. Won the first game. So, next, we're going to bring in the Spell Pierces. We're going to have to assume that our graveyard is almost off limits, like in most instances here. I think Arya Flame is not going to come in and white-based control decks because they will very likely just have a prismatic ending to take care of it. We'll bring in the Empty the Warrens for sure. Remove a Past in Flames. I think we keep the Repeal in because there's a chance we could be fighting against Chalice of the Void. And I don't think there's anything else we want to bring in. I think at this point we can take out one Wish and take out an Electromancer because there's a chance they're very likely to have like removal spells for us too. We want let's see. I think that's good. Take out a Consider and we'll try to ship it like this. All right. And just as most of these, any kind of like mid-range or control matchups tend to go, in games 2 and 3, you're playing with a lot of the sideboard kind of in assuming that you won't have access to your graveyard. We're trying to win without the graveyard if we can, with a quick Empty the Warrens. Or the Empty the Warrens is a little dangerous here though, because I mean we saw Supreme Verdict. They may keep that in, but also Engineered Explosives. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I don't think we're seeing a stock list here for from this user. Let's see. I mean, it's a Jeskai control list, but it was running Think Twice, which I didn't think was a commonly used card. But yeah, I think we definitely have to respect something like Chalice. This is a keepable hand because we're on the draw and we have a Serum Visions, so another 1-land hand. It has a lot of selection, but we get our first draw, and then we get our Serum Visions, which is the draw, and then the Scry 2, and then our second draw. So that's 5 looks at getting our second land, which gives us a high chance. It's like 85 to 90% chance of finding our second land. So let's go ahead and do that. Interesting that they just sacked it on their turn and got a tapped land. Okay, there's our second land, and we also have the Past in Flames, but we already have a Wish, so I think I'm just going to leave or bottom the Past in Flames and roll with this. We have the pieces of puzzle. We have so much selection here. We even have like double Consider, so if we want to remand, we can remand, but if we don't want to remand, we can just double Consider. So we would love to get our third land though, and that's rather important. So it looks like they're probably not playing anything, so we're just gonna play our Considers here. Do we want that? We don't want it as much as we want a third land, so I think I'm gonna graveyard it. Okay, there's the third land. So Pyretic, this one I think I'm gonna take. No, I will not put that in my graveyard. Pyretics, or any of these rituals tend to be not as valuable in control matchups because you are, paying extra cards. It doesn't do well on card economy unless you're really cashing out, like with an Empty the Warrens. But I'm not sure. So we could try to go here, and I think it's fine to. We could just play pieces, but it's very likely that they have like an Archmage's Charm. And if they do have an Archmage's Charm, then. So there are a few things that we could do. If we could cast a Mana Bear, see if they counter it. If they don't counter it, we can go for a ritual. They might try to counter the ritual. I would imagine often in response they might have removal for the bear. If they do that, we're still we can't play Empty the Warrens after that, so it's not worth to me. I think we're just going to try and cast pieces here. Or we could just cast a bear and then leave up Remand. I think that's probably the better play, actually, now that I think about it. They might counter this, but if they actually try to just remove it, we can do some counter magic. It looks like they have an Archmage's Charm for this, which is totally fine. Now we don't have Remand up, but we had a Goblin Electromancer in hand, and in these control matchups, we're not like really worried about getting the Electromancer down. So there's the Graveyard Hate, which we have come to expect, that it's very likely that our graveyard is not going to be safe. They have 2 mana up here. This is representing Counterspell, which I think we're fine playing in. Well, we can just play the Selene Vision as a land. Again, we want to hit our land drops. And then we can keep Remand up. I don't think they're going to cast anything, though. So we could play the Electromancer. Based on what they did before, they'll likely counter it. Based on how they treated Brawl, which they were willing to Archmage's Charm. Yeah, I just don't think there's a lot of upshot in playing like the pieces of the puzzle into a counterspell, so I'm just gonna pass. Let's see if they try to cast. No, it looks like there was no think twice that they casted before. Okay, again, this isn't a very good use of our mana, but we'd hit our land drops. Yeah, this is tough. We can play Goblin Electromancer plus have Remand up, which might be fine. I think that's fine. So let's see what they choose to do here. It looks like they didn't do anything, but maybe they have a removal spell here. So this is that scenario where we can go Pyretic Ritual, and if they kill our Goblin Electromancer in response, regardless, we have enough mana to play Empty the Warren, so I think I'm going to try that. Okay, they're just letting us kind of go through here. This is odd. So we could just play pieces? Or... So, to me it's very strange that they did not play a counterspell. If they don't have a counterspell, I might play pieces of the puzzle. If we hit any ritual, we are able to just also cast Empty the Warrens for much more value. Okay. Grape Shot and Manamorphose. I think we take just the 2 Manamorphose. Obviously, they don't have an answer right now, or they would have. Especially as aggressive as they tried to stop that Brawl, they either have Flusterstorm or they don't have an answer. So, and if they have Flusterstorm, it's kind of it's pretty nasty. But we can Remand the Empty the Warrens at this point with the mana that we have. So I think that's fine. I think we just get red here. Expressive Iteration, that's fine. So I think we're just going to go for an Empty the Warrens here. So let's do that. Cast the Empty the Warrens, leave up a blue. We have Remand up if they want to try and maybe Flusterstorm this or something. And actually, since they have not yet done it, I think I'm going to Remand the Empty the Warrens back to our hand. I'd love to cycle this Remand and keep the Empty the Warrens. So there we go. We make 10 goblins. I mean, this is going to be threatening to them. They might have some kind of answer for it, but let's see what they've got. Just a Castle Vantress Scry 2. They did 2 to the bottom, so that's a good sign. I think they're worried maybe about actually being able to remove these, but maybe not. So they want to attack with a Sanctifier Invec. If that's the case, I feel like they're representing a removal. But honestly, the 2 life is not that big a deal. I'm fine just taking it. I mean, imagine if they have a removal, they're like, all right, we'll go in and attack, see if we get the 2 damage, and then cast a removal spell, or cast a verdict. Yeah. So that's fine. We still have the Empty of the Warrens here, and we can actually we're very close to just doing this again. So we have five mana. Pyretic goes to 6. We could Serum Visions down to 5. Or we could even cast an Expressive Iteration now before we do anything. I think that's the better choice. See what we get. And we can still, cast and Empty the Warrens for some number of mana. So the Metamorphose is free, and also we have the ability to... let's see. So what can I do? So I could put Metamorphose to hand. Yeah, I think Metamorphose goes to hand, and then Empty the Warrens. Maybe we do the second Empty the Warrens to hand, and then just bottom the mountain because we're good on mana. Is that right? No, I think we're just gonna play Metamorphose now. Probably should have done the math on it, but I do need to play a little bit quicker since I'm at 12 minutes here. We're just gonna get a blue and a red here. Okay, we got a Brawl. That's not bad. It's not nothing, but I don't think we can actually cast him here based on where we're at. So Pyretic into 4 more goblins. See what you can do about it. Okay. So again, this is kind of the way you play these mid-range grindy games. You have these mini storm offs, and then you try to continue to maintain resources. That way you can go off again potentially later. So now we are threatening them, but we still have the capacity to rebuild if it were necessary. So it looks like here the opponent, like, this is their best bet, I imagine. Then Prismatic Ending on 1 token. I mean, that's a very good sign. So they're untapping 2 lands. We're gonna have to kill this Teferi, and I think that we even swing 1 extra with him because we really want to make sure that he dies. So we'll go to attacks first. And again, we're in a situation where we can practically go off again. We're not hurting. We're not all in on these goblins. Okay. All right. So we Teferi down. We have Wish available. I think we can just Serum Visions here and see what's going on. We don't need to recommit much to the board. There's a Grape Shot and a Pieces of the Puzzle. That's interesting. That's definitely interesting because they only have 1 mana up. I think we keep that on top and this on bottom. We got a Grape Shot now too. Yeah, I think we keep the. Here we could go play Baral, Remand, or Grape Shot, Remand, Grape Shot. So that would go 2, and then 3 and 4, so that's 7 damage. I mean, we can also do that next turn, so no hurry on that. We'll just play the Lava Glide Pathway. We'll leave up Remand if we need to use it later. We also have this Wish, which we should keep in mind. Gives us access to a lot of stuff here. Could use it to get a Gift Ungiven. But likely it's a better choice to get a Past in Flames. Chalice on 2. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and remand that, though. Okay, they have a Dovin's Veto on that. That's totally fine. So Chalice on 2 here is pretty good. So it still leaves us with, like, we could Wish and then, like, Lightning Bolt or something. We can also just cast the Baral, and then it also doesn't counter the copies of Grape Shot. So first of all, let's just attack with all creatures, and now we could just, like, play a Baral and then play an Empty the Warrens. I think we can just actually cast Pieces of the Puzzle, see what's going on here. Oh wow! This is so unlikely. I was actually looking at the likeliness of this happening, and it says that you are 99.6, I believe 99.4% chance of hitting one of your instants or sorceries in the deck if you have the typical amount that Storm runs. But we just got extremely unlucky there. That's pretty wild. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what they got here. Was hoping to get something that we could play of some sort. We still have Wish into Lightning Bolt, which I think is not nothing. Wish into Lightning Bolt is a free 3 damage. Jace, draw 3, put back 2. That's totally fine. I mean, we get to just kill the Jace here. But I mean, they're looking for something that they can do. Is there any way we can kill them this turn? I guess we potentially could. 1, 2, 3, 1, and then 2. Yeah. So we can go Wish, go get Lightning Bolt them. If they don't have a counterspell, that's actually a very important concept here. But then the Grape Shot as well will kill them. I think even if they have a counterspell for like the Lightning Bolt, then we still win. So we'll try to do this here, and we're going to cast Wish. They might counter this. I guess, yeah, they do have the dove. Oh, they counter. Yeah, you got to think about the Chalice. Yeah, that's very. Oh, it can't be countered. I knew that. Yeah, that's fine actually. So here, that's tough. I guess I misplayed this a bit because now. Yeah, that's a little tough. So. Let's see. Yeah, that's so good. Because now we can Grape Shot, but the original one will be countered, so it's technically only a Grape Shot for 2. And yeah, I guess I just misplayed that really badly. Now we give them the Jace and let them potentially find another board wipe. But that's okay. We're still in a position, they're at 4 life, and next turn, no matter what we draw, we can cast an empty for at least 4. So yeah, I think we're fine to just pass it here. Yeah, tough situation. I should have tried it before I went to attacks. I think going to attacks was the mistake there. I could have made the decision on who I wanted to attack based on what the outcome of going for the Wish was there. Which, I mean, it just shows that's a kind of a punt there. I need to be paying more attention. So we have to just try this now. Let's see. Yeah, we're just gonna try to go for it. Attack you. They have a Solitude? Sure. I guess they can block with Solitude, so you exile 1, take 3. So they'll take 5. This is actually fine, I think, because we can probably kill them with Grape Shot now. They take 5, go up to 3, so they're 2 now. So we can now Serum Visions, and bottom. It doesn't matter too much. We would definitely want to make sure that they can't stop us here. So we're just gonna run some of the stuff out. Yep, Chalice, sure. All right, and Grape Shot. So this makes it to where they have to have 2 counter spells on top of the Chalice. So here we go. They could have a Fluster Storm potentially. Chat. Yeah, GG's. Close. Oh. Okay, so it looks like we got there. And yeah, that's kind of how these games play. Is it's a grind fest. You play and you're not all in on the combo. You put some threats on the board and then you prepare to try to rebuild if that threat is answered. So I mean, here we had 2 big Empty the Warrens, and we still had access to more resources were they necessary. So I mean, it goes to show the Chalice of the Void on 2 was a very big deal, as it always is against this deck, but actually keeping our resources up made it to where they consistently need answers to the things that we are consistently playing. So anyway, there's match 1, and we'll figure out what's going on with match 2. I try to keep a list of my matchups and how they're going. Let's see, that time we played, I guess that was that Jeskai? I didn't see any red spells, did I? I'm gonna say it was just Jeskai control, because I at least saw a red land, but who knows, maybe that was just for prismatic ending. It might have just been blue-white control. Does blue-white control typically run a triome just for the sake of prismatic ending? Oh, I guess they do. They do. So, in actuality, that was just blue-white control, so. Still looking for a match. It's against Fire Gotham 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see all my 2 and 0, right? Yep. Okay. So, definitely Grixis Death Shadow is what I see the most. It doesn't feel like as bad of a matchup as maybe I've heard it being. Honestly, games 2 and 3 are one of the most fun matchups, I feel like, playing Storm. Because you do have all of these like kind of mini storms, and as much as damage as they take, something like 6 to 8 goblins can really threaten them quickly. So we're against a Luris, so this could either be Burn, or this could be Grixis Death Shadow. Yeah, if it's Grixis Death Shadow, I'm fine with that. If it's Burn, I feel like Burn is the absolute worst matchup for Storm in Modern. So don't want to go like right behind Taxes. So I'm not sure what this is actually. This could be Hammer Time. Right. Hammer Time's not a bad matchup either. But it depends on how fast they're going. And we're on the draw. So let's see. Yeah, when it comes to Hammer Time's a combo deck almost just as much as. So we're gonna keep this like this and this. This actually puts it to where we have the turn 3 kill. So, because we're getting the Desperate Ritual, 2 Desperates. If we jam a Baral and we don't die, and then turn 3 we don't die on their turn 3, which is asking a lot. They don't run a ton of removal, so it's usually about just jamming the pair. So, let's see. Okay, Saga. Just yield through this turn here. This definitely just becomes a race. Not playing anything. What does that mean, I wonder? Hammer Time doesn't particularly run any removal in the main board. Is that right? As far as I know, they don't. So yeah, I'm not worried about this. We know we have a Desperate Ritual on top, so we don't want to have to shuffle here. Just going to play the River Glide Pathway and then play a Baral, pass the turn. So, we are set up here to have a deterministic kill as long as they don't play a Sanctifier in deck or kill us. But I don't think they'll be able to kill us now that they haven't played a creature this entire time. So, Pure Steel Paladin, only have Urza Saga up. It's looking like we're probably in a position to just go off here, and that is what we'll do. So, play the Tarn, we'll go get a Mountain. So typically, I have 2 rituals, but I don't want to cast both of them I'd like to cast one of them to cast the Gifts Ungiven, and then let's see. There, it shows that we have 2 mana up, which is not a deterministic kill. It may change how they actually give us what they give us. I'd like to give them as little information as possible about the fact that we already have a Desperate Ritual in hand. So now we just go down the deterministic kill line. I don't think there's anything that can stop us that they typically run. I really, like, if maybe they're sandbagging a Solitude. But as far as I know, this is as good as game here. Okay, we'll just cast and splice here. Okay, splice. Yes, I'm done splicing. And here we can even go ahead and just cast the Grape Shot really quick, since we have it. And, I mean, if things go wrong, definitely want the Pure Steel Paladin dead, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, throws the Colossus Hammer on it. That's totally fine. Okay. So, now we just continue killing them. Pyretic into a Manamorphose, and then we go and continue the line here. So we're at 5 spells. I think we can just go ahead and cast everything. 13, 14, Manamorphose. I don't want to put that in my graveyard. I actually want that in my hand. Alright, and then cast a Grape Shot. Okay, there we go. Okay, very glad to see that we beat them there on the draw. So it's very much a race here. We're just playing to see how fast we can kill each other. Often they have graveyard hate in the form of Sanctifier and Vec. I don't think they typically run Rest in Peace. I think it's almost always just Sanctifier. And let's see, is there anything? I mean, if it's the blue version, we need to watch out for mana leaks. If it's the black version, we might need to watch out for some Thought Seizes. There's a Nihil Spellbomb here. I wonder how common grabbing the Nihil Spellbomb is. Seems like a pretty good thing to pack. Soul Guide Lantern. So we need to be ready for Urza Saga, taking up to 3, exiling our graveyard. So go through the typical package of like pieces of the puzzle in, Echoing Truth in, the Lightning Bolts are in, Grape Shots in. Often they add a lot of pro-red stuff, which is unfortunate, but take the Empty the Warrens, remove the One Wish. I think we can remove our Remands here. And keep it in the Goblin Electromancer because it's still very much about, like, once we play a creature, it sticks, so we can just do it quickly. We don't need to fight through removal. Take out some Considers. Let's see. Take out 1 Past in Flames. Typically I take out the 2 Gifts Ungiven. Maybe I'll leave 1 Gifts Ungiven in and take out 1 Expressive Iteration. This is still very much like a race, so in fact maybe it's better to have the Considers over the Expressive Iterations. That might be right. I'm not 100% sure. Need to think a little bit more about my sideboarding versus Hammer Time. I do think this is a good matchup because essentially, this, like I said, this is a combo deck for the most part. They're trying to do their thing, you're trying to do your thing, and your, as in Storm's thing, is very, very fast. So this is not a great hand, but they're on a mulligan to 6, and this is a functional hand, and it has some interaction just in case they try to get us. So I think I'm fine with keeping this. We can just jam an Electromancer. If our hand shapes out, then we could be in a really good spot. I've been thinking that maybe the... Let's see, let's go with Steam Vents. I've been thinking that maybe a lightning bolt, one of the lightning bolts can be a gut shot. The Empty Warrens is actually pretty good. I think we want that. So we're gonna top that and bottom that. Because we have access to a pretty solid empty with this after we jam this Electromancer. So what I was saying was we typically play 3 lightning bolts, but there are so many cards that are 1 toughness, like this Esper Sentinel here, that like we really want dead. And Ragavan is a perfect example. Dragon Rage's Channeler. Ooh, Thoughtseize. That's pretty good. I wonder what they take. I'd be probably the Electromancer. I think if I were them, I'd take the Electromancer. It depends on what they have. Maybe they're worried about the Echoing Truth because they think this is going to stop them from killing me. So I think it's going to be the Electromancer or the Echoing Truth. Anamorphose. That's not what I expected. That's okay. That's definitely okay. So now we just play the Riverclyde Pathway, play the Electromancer. We're shields down here, so we could die to... Can we die to anything? I guess we can't die to anything right now. Not straight up die. I think. They need 2 hammers usually to kill us. So, next turn, we could potentially play the Tarn. Another Thoughtseize, that's pretty good. I mean, that'll take the Empty of the Warrens, I think, is almost assured. Yeah, that Thoughtseize is good. Okay. Yeah, that puts us in an odd place, because now we don't have a payoff. So, we can hit this Consider and see what we can find on this Consider. There's the Sigarda's Aid, sure. Okay, so they pass the turn. Let's go ahead and Consider here really quick. Yeah, this is going to be a pain with the Esper Sentinel. So I think we can go ahead and pay for this and then just take our time. Yeah, we can leave up Echoing Truth. We want to prevent this. Yes. Okay. Wish. I think Wish is good. But what do we do with Wish? Oh, I didn't put Shattering Spree in. Well, that's one that you could use with Wish. But they don't have a lot of targets right now. I guess the Spring Leaf and the Esper Sentinel. They only have 2 cards in hand. So next turn we would have 3 mana, 5, and then Wish. I mean, I don't even know what we wish for besides like the Shattering Spree. I think it's better than nothing. Put Wish in your graveyard? No. Let's just keep up the Echoing Truth. Oh, I should have attacked. I clicked through that. So if we're 2 storm short, that's my fault. It wouldn't be a match without, you know, still getting the feel, making some mistakes. Click through combat there. Ginger Brute, sure. Sure, that's fine. They probably have a hammer here. They're gonna just equip it. Oh, I guess not. Okay, we'll just go ahead and... So we're at 5 mana here. Oh, Spire Bluff's a little awkward. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because we could play Baral and Wish for 1. We could Pyretic and then Wish, have 2 mana floating. We're just like 1 mana short. If this were an untapped land, we could start going through our graveyard, playing a really good Empty the Warrens turn. But I guess we're gonna play a little bit slowly, keep up the Echoing Truth again. This time I will attack. Actually, no. It's not a good time to attack because they can equip the hammer, and we would lose our Electromancer. So Don't want that to happen. Although I imagine they would already have the hammer if they swung with Gingerbrute. Oh, wow, they did have the hammer and they just like didn't hit us with it. Very strange. So now is it worth? I guess it's worth going ahead and returning the Gingerbrute. I guess there's no need yet. We can just hold off. Because this will draw them a card. I want to draw them a card like at the last possible second. Okay, let them go ahead and swing. I mean, we could block here. We could chump, but I don't think that's a good idea. Nope, that's fine. They know we have the Echoing Truth, so they like can't go for more, right? So if they want to, it's just gonna kind of be a blowout. Do they have another Colossus Hammer? What could they be casting here? They have another Colossus Hammer. I wonder why they would cast this here. I just think this is a mistake. We'll go ahead and let it equip. And then we'll Echoing Truth the Gingerbrute. Is there something that blows us out here? I mean, maybe they have a Mana Tithe on us. I really hope. Is there? What is that card called? Isn't there a card called Blacksmith's Skill or something like that? That might get us. Blacksmith's Skill. I don't know. Alright, we might die here if they have that. No. Okay. Alright. Let's see. They drew a land. Okay. Have the Gingerbrute as well. Alright, I think we're in a really good spot now. They have not showed any form of interaction at all, and so we're just like, we have so much mana now. We can go, we can even pay for this. So let me make sure 4, and then we pay 1. We go to 6 mana. Play the Wish for 1 mana. Yeah, we can definitely cast this, or we can definitely pay for this. Yes. So cast the Wish for 1. Cast the Past in Flames. And then we start going to town a little bit. So we definitely have access to the Empty the Warrens here. Hopefully we can make good work of this. Oh, that's good. Make good work of the blue spells that we have. When you're comboing, you usually want to go Serum Visions first before Consider, because it's usually the opposite when you're just, during turn 2 or something like that, because you could potentially with Consider put something that you want, like you get less selection. But with Serum Visions, the Scry 2 doesn't come until, you don't draw it until later, but because we want to draw it now, it's okay to go Serum Visions first, then Consider. So we have access to more red mana, and we can actually also wish again. What could we wish for? Could we kill them here? So, oh, we have a Grape Shot on top, so let's just draw that. No. So we can just wish, and then it doesn't really matter too much. We can cast the Consider. We just need to get to, put them in the graveyard, yes. Manamorphose, sure, we're just padding the Storm Count. And there's a Past in Flames. Let's go ahead and just cast this real quick. Okay. Alright, there we go. I wonder why they went for that double Colossus Hammer. Either way, we got there. I do think Hammer Time is a fairly good matchup. I played it for 4 matches in like recent history, and won 2 out of those 4 matches. But I really do think it's a good matchup. So we're 2-0. Go ahead and put that on the board. Been playing a lot against Hammer Time. Not Hoobastank. Two and 0. So we're 2-0, 4-0. Join the match. Okay. All right. Hopefully we keep this momentum. It's been going pretty well. Okay. This hand looks fine. It's a little slow, but we're on the draw, so I think it's fine. We'll go ahead and keep it. Okay, so what are the it's a little awkward because often you want to play Expressive Iteration on turn 3. You want to play it before you drop a land, and then hopefully hit a land in it. I don't know. It depends what we draw and how we're gonna. Let's see, they mulligan to 6. It depends on what we draw, how we're actually going to structure what we play. Let's see, Ragavan here. Yep, there's Ragavan. Okay, we don't have an answer to Ragavan, and that's the unfortunate part about Storm, is often if Ragavan's played on turn 1, you're just going to get hit by Ragavan many times throughout the game. So, I think we just play the island here and pass. We're going to consider their instep. Thunderkin Awakener. Now that is not something I was expecting. Choose target elemental. So we're probably playing against. Does elementals play Thunderkin Awakener? Let me see here. This is like a lightning skelemental deck, right? Let me go back. Yeah, I didn't think that traditional elementals decks play Thunderkin Awakener. We're playing against like a ball lightning Thunderkin or lightning skelemental deck, which is probably going to be hard on the draw. But they are in a mulligan, so like we could get some stuff really rolling quickly. Steam vents. I mean, that's I'm gonna go get one of those at some point. Okay. Baral, we want Baral, so we don't want to put it in the graveyard. And I think we jam him here. It's likely that they'll do something like cast a Lightning Skelemental. So I imagine these decks have removal. I don't know if they have something like Unholy Heat. If they're running Unholy Heat, Baral is usually fine. I think it's fine to just jam him here. It does force them to answer him because like Ragavan can't get through. But it may be that they just have a Lightning Skelemental in hand and they just like really want to cast it. So they just ignore the Brawl, cast the Lightning Skelemental, and hope that us being Mind Rotted will stop them from losing. Which, based on what we have, like we have a very good chance of going off next turn if everything goes right here. They're on a mulligan. They played a land. They've got 3 other cards. Okay, so here's the Lightning Skelemental, as I expected. So if this is all they have and they don't have a removal spell for Brawl, this is totally fine. I don't know if they play Unholy Heat or not. If they play Unholy Heat and we block this Ragavan, that's just a miserable situation. Okay, so he leaves back Brawl. Thank you for not making me worry about whether or not I should block or not. So I think I'm not even going to block the Thunderkin Awakener here because, yeah, it doesn't have anything. Yeah, okay, this is totally fine. So if we're gonna discard the Remand and let's see, Remand and the Expressive Iteration, and we're just gonna try to go off with these as long as they don't have any kind of removal spell for us here, and it looks like they don't. So let's just hope we can. So we're at 3 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana with a Past in Flames, 3 mana, and then we get to. We just gotta hope that we can draw well with what we've got going on. Yeah, I think we're all in here. So let's just go ahead. I didn't really need to play the land just yet, but it's fine. So we could just go blue, red. Okay, so nothing really good right now. Let's see. So is it worth going? So we have to consider. Okay, 4, 5, 6 mana. We could play this, go to 5, and then go to 2 after Past in Flames. 4, 5. I think it's worth it to get the Consider in the graveyard. And also a Wish. Actually, a Wish is very, very good. Let's just put it in the graveyard. Okay. That's Past in Flames. Desperate Ritual. Metamorphose. So we can go get a Grape Shot. We can go get a Grape Shot. And actually we can remand the Grape Shot too. I wasn't thinking about that until just now. So that probably will get us there. Let's see, and there's another remand. We can go Grape Shot, remand, Grape Shot, or Grape Shot, remand, Grape Shot, remand, Grape Shot. Will that get us there? That goes 6 damage, and then go to 7, 8, 7, let's see. 9 damage, go to 8. So 6 plus 9 is 15. Yeah, it definitely gets us there. Oh, we actually need to cast the Wish, though. I didn't think about that, so we can't do that. We can only remand once. So you only remand once. So what do we do? So we can go. So we have 5 mana. Wish is going to take us to 3, and then we can only. Let's see, 7. Oh, that still is enough, right? Because we get to 7 from the Wish. Here. We'll need to play it with a blue. That would have been a terrible mistake if I didn't do it. So 8 and 9 is 17. They're at 16. That's plenty. So, Grape Shot, hold priority, cast the remand. Okay. Get a loot here as well. We're drawing a lot of lands. Okay. And then we Grape Shot them for 10. Boys, behave. Okay. All right. That should get us there. Yeah, we've been running hot. That was a good hit. I'm glad I saw the line. I need to get a little bit better about finding those lines quickly and thinking of them much earlier, because I think I could have seen that the second we saw the Wish. So yeah, let's just begin sideboarding. So we're just against black red rock, essentially. So Aria Flame seems pretty good here. They don't have, they're not white based. They probably have no way to remove it. We'll probably be against Leyline of the Void. Let me go back and look at like Black Red Rock if we have a list here just to get a rough idea. Do we have a general idea? Let's see. The rock, but that's with. Huh. I'm surprised that I don't see it. Maybe it's in this Marty mid-range. I imagine this looks extremely similar. I wonder if they're playing. If they're playing Marty, we're in a little bit more trouble than. But they didn't show any white-based lands, so let's just treat this like we are playing against black-red only. Spell Pierce is probably good. Spell Pierce is probably alright, but we're not fighting on the stack either. I'm not a big fan of it. I think I'll... Echoing Truth is fine. Do they bring Chalice? Yes, they do. So we need to be ready for Chalice. Although Echoing Truth is not a great Chalice hit. Repeal will get the job done. I think we can take out all the Electromancers because it's very likely that they're playing Unholy Heat, and with Unholy Heat, we don't want to. Baral can live through a non-delirium Unholy Heat, and then after that we can just take out. I think the Remands here. Remands aren't doing very much for us. They're very efficient, and it does stop the ability to remand your own Grape Shot. I'll keep one remand in. I don't think it's right. You either want you want your remands or you don't, I think. But so being on the draw and having 4 lands, a Baral, and a Consider, honestly, this hand does not do much, and it's very likely to not continue to not doing much if we like draw another land. If we draw another land, this is a disaster. So I think we just go to 6. I don't think black-based decks, it's terrible to have to mulligan, but there's just nothing going on in this hand, and it's going to take a lot of resources to make something happen out of this. So just too slow. If we have like a lightning bolt potentially to like deal with a turn on Ragavan, I might keep this, but yeah, there's just nothing going on. I think we go ahead and take the risk of a mulligan here. Okay, and this is just a better hand. In terms of what to put back, I really like keeping, making sure we hit our lands, but I'm fine with 2. We have an Aria Flame, which is pretty cool. Although it probably won't be long for this world unless they cast a Ragavan. I think this is a snap take Aria Flame. Unless they have something to deal with it. I imagine black-red, once it resolves, that's the end of story. Wow, they're not respecting the Aria Flame. That's interesting. So I think usually, I think I made a mistake there because I think you want to crack the Scalding Tarn and maybe just get an island. Because if you want both of these, and you only have 1 extra land, now it makes it to where if you want to play a spell with 2 mana next turn, you're having to shuffle one of those away. So I don't think that was a prudent decision. This Echoing Truth, I think I'm just going to bottom it. We haven't seen anything that is scary yet. Obviously, we haven't had time to see anything scary. Also, they might have taken the Brawl because they have another discard spell, and they can just take the Aria Flame this turn. Could also get a dashed Ragavan here, which would be kind of awkward. Insolent Neonate. Wow, what is going on? This is not something I expected. That's not common, is it? I'm not sure what we're playing against, to be honest. A black-red deck that I am unfamiliar with. Malakir Rebirth. Wow, what is going on? this is not something I'm familiar with, to be honest. Let me try to find Insolent Neonate. What is running Insolent Neonate now? Modern Hollow One? Oh, we're playing against Hollow One? So, I know, we're playing against, what's it called? Lightning Skelemental. We're not going to find this because they're playing a brew of sorts. So I think here we just play the Scalding Tarn and pass. We'll probably get it tapped. There's just not much going on for us right here. Interesting that they discarded the Thunderkin Awakener and drew a card. That's, I mean, usually you put the Lightning Skelemental into the graveyard. Discard to draw a card again. Interesting. Maybe they just have a really awkward hand here. This looks like an odd situation. Next turn, I think we just jam the Aria of Flame. I don't think there's really much else we need to worry too much about. This could be, oh, a Nihil Spellbomb. That's fine. I'm so surprised that they did not take this Aria of Flame. They have not shown anything that suggests that they, let's see, with toughness less than, so they can't actually recur any of the other creatures. They've not shown anything that says I can deal with this Aria of Flame. So, and one card in hand, it just seems like a grave mistake. Actually, I think we probably just grab an island here. We should respect Blood Moon. It's something I hadn't thought about. They're on basics, so definitely just take a basic island. And then even here we can, again, we're just going to jam the Aria of Flame. Let's see. Right. So I would have considered bolting the Thunderkin Awakener if it was like really, I mean, they only had one card in hand and they weren't showing that they had like a Lightning Skelemental in the graveyard or something. So yeah, it looks like this is just going to be a slow burn to killing them with Aria of Flame. I'm just so surprised that they didn't take this Aria of Flame. So we'll gladly take the Manamorphose. I wonder if we just go ahead and start rolling through here. There's no reason not to, right? Right? Yeah. Let's just do it. We can still keep up the Lightning Bolt. Yep. Just keep going here. Target player each time. Make a blue and a red. There's a Pyretic Ritual. I don't think that does much. Let's see. This does 4 to them. This does 5 to them. And then this does 6 to them. They might actually be dead here. Let me do the math. Hang on. So this is going to do 4 to them. And then we get a blue and a red. Actually, it's probably better that we just get a red and a red at this point. There's a Brawl. Yeah, I think they're dead. If they could have a removal spell if I play this, but I think that's totally fine. Because we can just go play Brawl, then 5 damage here, 6 damage on all the other stuff. That's totally fine. Yeah, they're dead. Alright. Play the Wish. And then we don't even need to get anything. We just play the Bolt. Okay. Okay. Well, we got there against the Lightning Skelemental deck. Alright, we're 3-0-6-0 here. So let's just keep rolling. Yeah, that was, I mean, you saw Thoughtseize game 1 and did not take the Aria Flame. I was under the assumption maybe that they had another... what do we call that deck? Do we want to call it... I don't think it's the same as Black-Red Rock or something. So maybe we call it Skelementals? Skelemental? I don't know. We'll figure something out later. Deck Fade in 07. Remove that underscore. Alright, let's go to the fourth game here. This looks like a fine hand. It's grindy. We're on the draw. I mean, it's a functional hand on the draw. We could just get run over, but I think this is fine. It's got just a... Okay, so we're against Yawgmoth. Okay, so I need to... to be honest, I haven't played much against Yawgmoth, so I need to be prepared. I know they potentially run Scavenging Ooze. Let me see here. Definitely need to get familiar with them a little bit more. Do we have a Yawgmoth list here? Yawgmoth? There he is. Okay. So, they run Grist as removal. Endurance is potentially like in the main deck. It needs to be at least on the radar. Okay, that's totally fine. So here, we're just going to play the Serum Visions and pass. I feel like we'll probably do all right here in this deck, Augur of Autumn, but I'm not certain. And again, I haven't played this match. I could easily see myself punting this match in some way. We're just going to go get a basic island and play a Serum Visions. And I think we grab we're fine with the Brawl, and then we put the Consider away. So, what are the chances that our stuff dies very quickly? I think it's pretty high, because Yawgmoth can kill our creatures and also Grist can. That seems pretty good. Which makes me wonder, is it a good decision to keep up a Remand instead of playing Brawl? Maybe we play a little bit slower. Blood Artist, interesting. Do they typically play Blood Artist? They play Zulaport Cutthroat, which is, I guess, similar. Maybe it's just like kind of the fun of... Yeah, I think that we don't jam the Brawl because we're one ritual away from turn 3 kill. If we untap with Brawl, we'll have 3 mana through lands, and Desperate Ritual makes 5, and then we have the Gifts Ungiven. But it wouldn't be unlikely that Brawl dies. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. I'm seeing this Remand here, and I'm thinking the Remand probably makes it to where we're okay with just holding it up and seeing what they do. Because who knows, they could try to play an Eldritch Evolution or something, and they do play that, correct? Yes. Okay. Let's see. Looks like they might just pass. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, the downside of this is that we don't have anything else to cast if we can't hit something with Remand, so kind of unfortunate there. If we cast this Expressive Iteration, we can't Remand this time, but then again, they don't win on the spot. I think this is fine to go ahead and play the Expressive Iteration here. As far as I know, oh, I guess they do win on the spot if they play Yawgmoth with a Blood Artist. Is that correct? Oh man, this is my inexperience. If we die, it's going to be my fault. Pick one of them, goes to hand, and one to be played. We're going to have to, unfortunately, go shields down here and see what happens. We could just outright lose here. They just have to play the graveyard. Okay. Yeah. This was my mistake. And I should have kept the remand up. Looking at this more and more, it's like this should have just been me keeping remand up. Play the Dryad Arbor, sure. So this could potentially just play Yawgmoth, and I believe we die if it's Yawgmoth, right? Because they can just start putting -1/-1 counters on creatures. Play another Yawgmoth. Oh wow. Are we doing alright, or... This is a little weird. They play nothing. Okay. Did we just get lucky here? Did we get lucky? I'm gonna try to play the Brawl. I'm gonna try to play the Pyretic Ritual. We even have, like, Grapeshot Remand up, too. I shouldn't have played that Desperate Ritual first. I could have just went ahead and played the Gifts Ungiven. Lucked up 2 mana. I gave them unnecessary information there. Desperate. Pyretic. Past in Flames. Manamorphose. We're still at risk of potentially getting blown out with Endurance. We have to keep that in mind. Endurance is still very much a card, and sometimes it's main decked. And so I did not think about that until just now. If they do cast Endurance, let's say they give us the rituals or something, or maybe they give us the Past in Flames and the Manamorphose, and we go to 4 mana, and then we cast the Past in Flames. The reason I don't think they have Endurance is because they attacked with the Dryad Arbor when they could have left up 3 mana and not had to pitch a creature to like evoke Endurance. The fact that they swung with the Dryad Arbor and only left themselves with 2 mana instead of 3 makes it very likely that they don't have the Endurance. But I guess we'll see. Okay, they gave the rituals. So I'm just going to cast 1 ritual and then try to cast the Past in Flames. See what happens. Yeah, it looks like they're F6'd out. We pretty much have this in the bag. So we can just go ahead and do our thing. Oh yeah, we can splice that. Oh, I didn't. I pressed the wrong button. We could technically splice that, I guess. Okay, we have a remand in our hand, so we can just go ahead and do that now. Okay. Drop this. Let all the triggers resolve. Do a bunch of damage. And then do it one more time. Okay. Okay, I think we were very lucky to win. I believe that Yawgmoth plus Yawgmoth is and Azulport Cutthroat is just a infinite. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 creature. Maybe it takes an extra 1. Yeah, this shows I really need to watch Yawgmoth deck play thoroughly. That way I just kind of understand what's going on in it. Necromancia is kind of scary. Choose a card other than a basic land. Search target's opponent's... Okay. Let's see. So Necromancia is like they're out to some combo. Let me see what typically people play. Is it always Necromentia? 4 Endurance on this in this matchup, and then as well as 4 Thoughtseize. That's pretty good hedge against us. 3 Thoughtseize here, some Necromentia. It makes me wonder, for Necromentia, maybe we don't put in our second Grape Shot. And I also think that they're not going to bring in like artifact or enchantment removal either. Do they have natural enchantment removal at all? I don't think so. And if they don't, this is probably the list they're playing. It looks like we've got a Blood Artist here and Dryad Arbor. Maybe Crime and Punishment. Destroy each artifact, creature, and enchantment with converted mana cost X. That seems pretty solid. Punishment. But I think that we can bring in Aria of Flame here. Is not a bad choice. We definitely have to assume that, hey, we're not going to have the graveyard available to us. Bolt seems decent. Empty the Warrens we are going to go with, and yeah, I need to hurry this up. We're going to take out a Wish, take out a Past in Flames. We're going to... I think the Remands are good, especially, I don't know, they might not pack the Eldritch Evolution. We're going to take out 2 Consider. The Expressive Iteration is fine, I think. I don't know, this doesn't look like it's going to be a slog fest. So I almost want to... I'll take out 1 Remand here. Actually, I'll take out the Salundi Vision. And there we go. Yeah. Being indecisive there, but... Let's see. This hand is fine. It's slow, but like... It has resources. It doesn't have interaction. I'm wondering how important interaction is in Yawgmoth. Yeah, this is just showing how like inexperienced I am against this deck. And I think here I'm going to play the Tarn into the island. Okay, that's not a bad draw at all. Just going to get an island. Play Serum Visions. So we got a 3rd land. That means we don't want all these nasty lands here. So we're just going to bottom, pass the turn. So next turn, we're probably just going to jam Brawl. And depending on what we see, I don't think anything will change there. They've got a real fast... Oh, well, that might change it, right? So that makes it to where they can minus Grist to kill our bear, which is pretty good. The question is, what do we do? Are we worried about it? So we could play Spire Bluff, and then on the next turn we could play Brawl into... We could play Electromancer on turn 2, it would die. And then we would play Spire, our 3rd land, play Brawl, Pyretic Ritual, and then we'd have Empty the Warrens available. Potentially, if they responded to our Pyretic Ritual, we'd only have 3 mana available, so we wouldn't be able to cast it. Sucks. Yeah, I think it's fine to just pass. We literally have nothing to cast if we don't do this, but like, I think playing the bear into a Grist, killing it is also just does not sound like the winning line. Birds of Paradise, sure. Thoughtseize, sure. Our hand's pretty Thoughtseize proof. They'll probably take the Empty the Warrens, which is... It's fine. It definitely slows us down. I don't think we were going to commit to the Empty the Warrens regardless. I think if they don't take the Empty the Warrens, I almost am interested in committing to the Empty the Warrens because they only have mono green mana available up, so couldn't necessarily kill our Brawl in response. I'm wondering, they don't look like they have a fast hand here. This doesn't look like a very scary situation, so there's a Past in Flames. Yeah, that's pretty solid. But I think we just play the Tarn, play a mount. We haven't seen anything that we're like really worried about. Grist can ultimate, but Grist doesn't. Their ultimate is not very scary, so we just go grab a mountain, and I think cast pieces of the puzzle here. And then we set ourselves up for potentially next turn, especially if we get some good hits off of this pieces, setting up a really strong turn. Those aren't really what we're looking for, to be honest. We're looking for rituals. But, yeah, I mean, we're not going to take double remand, I don't think, so let's just take that. I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm just going to, like, run. I have no, I'll yield through their turn and come back. Okay, they draw a card with Nurturing Peatland. They have 3 mana available. Yield until end step. Alright, I'll be back. So we take it here. It looks like they played something. They played Yawgmoth. Yeah, that's solid. So let's see. Yawgmoth can kill our Electromancer when we cast it. Can also sack all of these creatures in order to. Each creature they sack can kill a goblin. The Yawgmoth is pretty good here. Let's see. We could just hope that they don't draw anything scary and cast up pieces of the puzzle. What puts us in a good situation here at all? Like, the thing is, they can just respond, kill the Electromancer. So, and we didn't draw a 4th land. Do we just pieces here again? If we pieces, we're very likely going to go to discard as well. We definitely can't repeal Yawgmoth. We could leave up Remand. Leaving up Remand is not too bad. Yeah, we're just going to take a turn off. I don't think we're going to win this game. The Echo Truth is good. Yeah, that's a solid hit. Okay. I could get the Double Desperate Ritual, but I think that's not what we're actually looking for. So now we're going to have to discard 2 cards because this is a mess. And we may just die next turn. So now we'll discard Repeal and empty the warrens. Okay. It is unfortunate we haven't seen a land. That Repeal being a land would have been, it would have put us in a much better position. So, what even is the play here? I'm surprised that they're not Okay, maybe they're courting. Okay, here's a Drolf's Messenger. I think that's lethal, right? How does this work? So now they're courting. Courting for 1 for a Yawgmoth. So that, I think 2 of these Undying is what does it. Let's make them do it really quick. Just to make sure I know what's going on here. So they sack the Yawgmoth to put a -1/-1 counter on Geralf. Okay, and then it's just back and forth. Yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, we can concede now. All right, let's go to. So now we're on the play, and let's see. Is there anything it feels like is missing? I don't know. I just felt like that was just an awkward hand. I didn't feel like it was that bad. The repeal didn't seem exciting, and based on their hate, it's actually not that good. It even seems like. So maybe we remove the repeal, bring back another consider in. Yeah, and just hope that we like have a really aggressive draw that they can't interact very much with. Definitely trying to race here, probably. I mean, we could really blow them out with a very quick empty the Warrens, or yeah. Oh, punishment could definitely deal with the empty of the Warrens. That's actually very strong. Would you like to play first? Yes. This is a solid hand. I'm fine with keeping this. Again, we're probably gonna just try to jam the Electromancer, but if I had to guess, we're probably not going to have the Electromancer. It's probably gonna be Thought Seized Away. They did snap keep their hand here. So let's see what they've got. Birds of Paradise. That is not nearly as scary as I was expecting. Okay, so we probably can jam the Brawl. We're gonna put that in the graveyard. We've got 3 lands. Well, there's the 4th one. Definitely don't want to draw another land. Didn't jinx myself, but we definitely want some kind of card advantage card here. We're definitely low on that. So Electromancer could die to a Grist, but Grist would have to sacrifice the Birds of Paradise, which I'm fine with slowing them down. Honestly, though, there's not a lot going on with this hand now. Definitely want some kind of card advantage spell. And then they'll probably steal the Metamorphose here. So definitely what we're looking for now is the pieces of the puzzle. A Past in Flames might not be bad, although we're at risk of a... there's a Bolt. Bolt is not that exciting. Yeah, I mean, we can hold Bolt up, but not a lot going on. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Really, look, it's funny because we had all the selection in the world last game, and now we're hurting for it. We really want some of the selection. We're just dealing with the wrong halves of our decks right now. 4 mana for the Yawgmoth. Sure, that's fine. So they could sack their dorks for killing the Electromancer. Sure, which is looks like they're going to do that. I mean, they get to draw a card every time. It's very much worth it, I would say. Yep, that's fine. I think we sack here. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Just play this tapped and pass. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. This Lightning Bolt, it doesn't match up very well against Yawgmoth right now. Okay, got three lands over there. That's not good. That is not good. Alright, we've probably next turn gotta draw something useful, or we're in an extremely bad position. Grist, sure. Swing 2, sure. Alright. Metamorphose, I mean, that's a redraw. Okay. Blue-red. Desperate Ritual. Ugh. Yeah, this is rough. So, yeah, we are just desperate for a Past in Flames, a Pieces of the Puzzle, something here. I mean, we're gonna start getting buried to the point where we can't win, and we're at risk of even getting comboed out here if we don't hurry. Although I think we can respond using the lightning bolt to stop some of the combo. Maybe they have the combo. They might think I'm representing like counter magic or something. Which I'm representing removal, but no counter magic here. So the way we're still in this is if we draw Wish or like a Pieces of the Puzzle or Past in Flames. Past in Flames is essentially an expensive Past in Flames. Or I should say, Wish is an expensive Past in Flames. Oh, they're just outright evoking Endurance. What in the world? That is so strange. Why? Why are they doing that? That's so interesting. Why evoke it? Would they exile? Oh, they're using it for Chord of Calling. X equals 1. To get a Yawgmoth? Sure. They did Endurance, pitching Endurance. So now they're gonna sack the Endurance to put a -1/-1 counter on Yawgmoth. Eldritch Evolution. Man. Could just have all the wrong cards here. I think we still have an out to this, right? If this is the Geralf's Messenger. Because they haven't seen the bolt. Oh, I guess they can just respond by putting another -1/-1 counter on it. I think we're just dead. Now that I see it. Ugh. I probably played that poorly, and maybe I shouldn't have kept that hand being on the play. Maybe it was worth it to look for a more aggressive hand, something with like a good Impy the Warrens play. Yeah, I think they can sack the Geralf's Messenger to put a -1/-1 counter on Yawgmoth. And then when they try to do it to Geralf's Messenger, I can try to respond with a lightning bolt, but then they just sack one of the insect tokens. And then, yeah. So let's see. How low do they go? They're not going to go low, really. I guess this... So this puts a -1/-1 counter on them, and so now I need to like make them have it here. Make them do it. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we're dead. I'll let them go ahead and go through it. But yeah, we're dead. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I can't help but think I did something wrong there. I'd like to go back and look, because my guess is that I didn't play this very well. This is actually the first time that playing Storm that I've played the Yawgmoth matchup. So it may be that these lightning bolts are just mostly worthless, and you want to not put them in at all, because it definitely looked like there wasn't much I could do with this lightning bolt, really. Maybe you just want to kind of be all on the oh man, got them down to 1. I wonder, no, the way I was looking at it, I wonder if I could have killed them. I might have been able to kill them with that lightning bolt. I'll need to go back and look at it. Oh yeah, that shows my inexperience, which is too bad, because we were 3-0. But yeah, just keep going. See what the last match brings us. But these games have not been going terribly, and like I really feel like there's more play with the deck than people kind of realize. 1, 2. It's not as terrible as people might think. The thing is, Storm takes a lot of tight play, and I've seen it already in not only games that I've played before this, but like that game right there. There might have been small lines that I could have taken that end up putting me in a position where I win as opposed to lose. And I mean, of course, that's with every deck, but I think Storm even more so, because especially when you're playing with hate pieces or in the sideboard, the lines start to branch heavily. And when you're not just like going for the deterministic kill on game 1, there's a lot of play in your decisions in games 2 and 3. And I think people don't even realize how much it might actually matter, that just a slight bit tighten up and like understanding how you're playing. I really think that maybe that bolt could kill them. I don't know, actually, because they're having to pay 1 life every time they use the Yawgmoth thing. They could have potentially died or gotten down to 3, and then no, they can just keep going, but with it on the stack. I keep forgetting that. This is a straight up mulligan. They didn't reveal any. Didn't reveal a companion, and they're on a mulligan as well. This is a much better hand. This, I think we just shipped the mountain. Okay. They're on a mulligan to 5, and we are definitely on the verge of threatening a really early kill. But it looks like this might be Charbelcher, which is another matchup that I don't have a lot of familiarity with, honestly. But I think we are in a much better position than they are in terms of comboing very quickly. Oh, this is Oops All Spells, isn't it? Yeah. I actually should definitely... I'm glad I kept that Remand on top, because it's very likely going to become very useful. So, spells, do they have that here? Oops All Spells? Let me look it up. Let me see. Definitely want to make sure I'm looking at the right deck. Okay. Play this, sure. Pentad Prism? Don't they typically run a Pentad Prism? Yes. Okay. So they win by just casting Balustrade Spy, I believe, or an Undercity Informer, and then exiling their entire deck. Okay. Alright, so I actually think I need to keep this Remand up now. Right? Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and play this, and just hold off. So, let's see, they play a Vengevine, bunch of Vengevines. Yeah, this is one that I also need to get familiar with, because I'm not 100% familiar with how they approach their wins. So, going to 14 here. Going to attempt to cast a Goblin Charbelcher. Okay, it's actually a Charbelcher deck? I mean, maybe that's the same thing. Here, buddy, I'm gonna put you down. So, let's go ahead and remand that. Do they typically play Goblin Char? Oh, yes, they do. Okay. So, next turn they can play the Charbelcher. We don't have anything in terms of like straight up win conditions now. We can get 1 mana things from the sideboard. I think we go. I mean, we have to play the Electromancer out, and we can win next turn, but we're shields down here. So they play Balustrade Spy. Yep. I mean, I don't think there's anything we can do here, but undo. Oh, I think we get comboed out here. Yep. Let's see. Well, there's the Remand, but it's a little too late. Let's just let them do their thing. See how this works. So, we take 12 damage. They put 2 Narcomoebas into play. Sword of the Meek comes in. And I think they have a thing that sacrifices artifacts. Jack-o'-lantern? Interesting. Salvage Titan. And then they bring in all the Vengevines. Yeah, that's fine. I get you. Okay. So, they beat us in speed there. Let's see what they typically play. They play a bunch of Pact of Negations, Void Snares, Echoing Truth, Leyline of Sanctity. That's fine. Leyline of Sanctity, we're going to have an answer for. They don't really worry about Graveyard Hate, besides it looks like there's a Jack-o'-lantern here. Let's see. Do I see Leyline of the Voids that much? Not really. We just got to worry about Echoing Truth. We can bring Spell Pierces in. Echoing Truth for them as well is a good choice. They bring how many Echoing Truth? 2? It's kind of problematic. They have a lot of artifacts, so maybe Shattering Spree is good here. I think we stay on the main plan though of like Gifts Ungiven, and then Passing Flames. We're just like trying to outpace them. We can also repeal. What can we repeal here? Honestly, we can't repeal much. I think repeal comes out. So we just have Spell Pierce, some Shattering Sprees, Remands. Yeah, I just don't think there's... I don't think we worry about Empty the Warrens, and we don't want Aria Flame in it when we're playing against Leyline of Sanctity. Maybe we bring in one of the Empty the Warrens because they could have Leyline of Sanctity. This doesn't seem like it's probably that good of a matchup for us, actually. I'm not 100% certain. I'm going to take out the Expressive Iterations and a Consider. And alright, we'll just try to out-combo them. The fact that they have like Leyline of Sanctity and all this stuff that seems really powerful against us in the sideboard is kind of rough. Pact of Negations, we got a mulligan here. This is a keepable hand. We'll probably put back one of the Serum Visions, and we need to find a land. So they are on a mulligan as well, but we're going to keep, and we're going to put back the Serum Visions. So the spell Pierce is probably solid. I think we kind of want it up to like catch Pentad Prism. Okay, so let's go ahead and Serum Visions. Need a second land. We found the second land, and we also, there's a third land here. But I think we need gas, right? Definitely need some gas. I'm wondering if we just play the Electromancer out on turn 2. I think anticipating the ability to Spell Pierce something on turn 2 is not the right choice compared to just like putting it all out on the field here. Let's see. Okay, looks like they're having a slow run here. I think it's fine for us to go ahead and cycle this Metamorphose just to see what's going on. See if we can find anything of interest. Not really. Kind of in this position here where we're all set up. We just need like a gifts or something. Pentad, we're going to go ahead and pierce that. Okay, that should slow them down. They don't have another land, so that's very good. This Lending Vision is good. That's a good start. Let's go ahead and cast this. So if we hit a Gifts Ungiven, we could potentially combo off, but we didn't get there. Do we take the Metamorphose or we take the Remand? I think the Remand's just better here, right? Because, yeah, and we can even sack this Fiery Islet if they don't cast anything. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, I'm totally fine with them not making their land drops. And I'm totally fine with beating them down with Electromancer if it comes to that. Let's get a blue and a red. Hopefully we draw something solid. And no luck. Okay. We got 7 cards in hand. I'm not sure what those could be, but if we don't hurry, this could become dire. Let's go ahead and remand that. Okay. Draw a card. Yes. Empty the Warrens is a good hit. We run the risk of echoing truth, but oh, your gifts and given is even better, actually. So okay, let's go get the whole crew here. Okay, they just conceded. Oh man. Okay, so now we have to win on the draw. So things have to go very right. No, I think we just keep this in. Hope that they don't bring a Leyline of Sanctity in. Yeah, I mean, I think we just keep this configuration. Not really much to change. We just want to try to beat them faster than they beat us, which is, it asks a lot, but we'll give it a shot. Usually, I think that's, in terms of combo decks, like, Storm is just typically much faster. The problem is that, okay, they're on a mulligan to 6. I wonder if we mulligan, because we're on the draw with the Serum Visions. Typically, I don't mulligan in this case. There's not a ton going on for us here, though. Like, we have 3 bears, and like, what if we draw a second land? We're just like still in a, we're just playing bears and we have nothing else. But if we find a Gifts Ungiven in a second land, like, this is an easy turn 3 kill. But that's asking a lot. I think we mulligan, since they're on a mulligan. And this is not great, but it has the building blocks. And it's one ritual away from winning on turn 3. So this is totally fine. They're on a mulligan to 5 though, so it's good to see. I imagine that deck, they're forced to aggressively mulligan because of, I imagine the hands are incredibly awkward. It's like if Storm didn't have cantrips and stuff, it would just be, you'd get a lot of incredibly awkward hands. I imagine this is something that you have to accept when you're playing Oops All Spells. So they're on a mulligan to 4, so I feel good about our chances. But maybe they don't even need that much and they can get way ahead. Okay, they only are on 1 land. Okay, so play the Brawl. Again, if we draw a ritual, we can win on turn 3. If we don't... Okay, there's the ritual. We can go turn 3 win. Okay. Let's do the regular thing. Again, I don't think they have any... Okay. They just accepted it. Alright, so the league went 4-1. Man, I have to go back and look at that Yawgmoth game. There's a chance. No, there's not the game 3, but I bet there are definitely some decisions that I needed to remake. Which, I mean, who knows? We could have been close to the 5-0 there. But 4-1 here, I think that did a good job. It didn't really... I don't think a lot of those games showed the power of expressive iteration, but it did show, especially in that first game with Control, how you're playing a grindy, slow games 2 and 3, and you definitely have to change your mindset from games 1 as opposed to games 2 and 3. So, anyway, I love the deck. I'm going to keep iterating on it, see if I can make some things better. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of wiggle room in it, so in actuality, there probably won't be that many changes, but yeah, I think just getting extremely good at understanding all the lines and why you take them can really increase your win rate. And that was the last one. Let's see, that puts me, I think I've played 6, so I'm kind of low on the amount of games I've played. In terms of and then T. So I'm at about a 56% win rate. I mean, we've been playing a lot of extremely good decks. This is too low of a sample size. You need to play a lot more. I've only played 6 leagues, but the deck feels good. The deck feels good. So anyway, I'm going to keep at it. And yeah, thanks for watching.